A little bit of housekeeping from your squirrel wrangler before losing my battle to keep Squirrel Girl and Dark Squirrel on topic. First, we love all of you, and I want to thank all of you for listening. If you love the dulcet tones of the Squirrel Tops and our irreverent banter, tell a friend. They can find us anywhere you can find podcasts. Another great help would be rating and reviewing us on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Somehow that helps other people find us. And finally, if you want to help us keep this going and getting better, check out our Patreon at www.patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. Everyone who becomes a monthly donor gets a shout out in an episode, and at just $5 a month you get access to bonus material. So in the fray I go. Wish me luck as I try to rein in the squirrels.
Aloha, this is your mean squirrel, here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised. So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to be mean and just hit the record in the middle of conversation like I did the last
Prepared
time.
this time.
You
We are
always
prepared
do.
for content.
Excuse
We
me,
knew
sir.
that we were talking to
Do you have any gray pepper?
Grace, Bratty Squirrel might not be prepared to speak, but you know. Oh, God. So, as is tradition, I am going to start it off with a what the fuck?
What the fuck is that?
Exactly.
It looks like the creation of it looks like somebody ate Rainbow Bright, and Rainbow Bright is trying to fight her way out.
And maybe a little bit of Lulu from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And
You know,
Dora.
with the hair.
I don't know. I never watched that one.
It's great.
You've never
In fact, that one's worth a watch.
You haven't watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Well, the original one,
Yeah.
That's what I'm
yeah.
talking about. The little girl with the funky
I'm
hair.
not talking the live action one
Neither
with
am
the.
I grew up with You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
I like the little dog.
Yeah.
I like
He's
the little
cute.
dog.
He's cute. Max.
Poor guy. He has a name.
Yeah, Max.
I didn't know he had a
How do you
name.
not know this? You know Snuffleupagus' full freaking name, and you don't know that the dog from How the Grinch Stole Christmas is Max.
I haven't watched it in a while. Because they always play the live action one now. You rarely see them play the animated one. But my favorites
Is it
are
on the Disney?
my favorites are the Rudolph and all
Rudolph.
the
All the old stop
Rudolph
motion
is bad,
claymation
though.
stuff.
Yeah.
Rudolph itself is bad.
and then the Abominable Snowman
it's
one.
not.
Rudolph itself is so bad.
Dude, showing your millennial age.
Hey, no, because I stand for the year without a Santa Claus. But Rudolph itself.
Okay, what about Frosty?
Frosty's good. Frosty's good.
He just has a thing against red-nosed reindeers.
Yeah, it's.
I think he should be heat miser for Halloween. As your punishment, you have to be heat miser.
But yeah, so I managed to find a picture of what looks like Rainbow Bright got
And
let
sometimes
go
when
and-
Greg wakes up in the morning, his hair looks like heat
I'm
miser.
Mr. Dark Squirrel. I'm Mr. Hey Doo-doo.
Oh, that's even more than I know.
I dislike everything you love.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Can
this
you
is
like? It
Are
looked
you
like
disturbed by-
it looked like she skinned Oscar the Grouch and put it on her calves. Look at the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally see that. And that sexy little skirt.
That sexy skirt looks like Elmo's girlfriend. The other little fuzzy thing, what's her name? Now she's wearing her as a freaking skirt.
Yeah, no, I just can't explain that.
And it looks like toxic plant life on the top of her head.
No, I am downloading said image so that...
You have to put it on the page.
Because I have to put it on the page. And by the way, folks, this is actually going to be...
Did you guys want some more Irish coffee?
No, not more Irish coffee, but more regular coffee.
Oh wait, gotta wait till he turns around.
And we are still sitting at Chili's, so we can keep the drink flowing. This is actually our first episode of 2020.
Broadcasting, yes. Recording,
Well, yeah.
no.
Yeah, we're still in November recording our first episode for 2020. Right,
And they have the 70s and 80s soundtrack. You can listen to this song.
Yeah.
So if you guys are visiting the food banks and the fascism has taken over, then we know nothing about this yet. We are still living in happy.
It's the hustle.
We're still
They're playing the
They're
hustle.
doing the hustle. They still did the hustle in November 2019. This was before
Right.
before the internment camps. So
One of my mom's friends actually taught us how to do the hustle, but I forget.
that feels vaguely.
And I would.
How old
And it
were
was-
you with this person teaching you how to do the hustle?
I
Is
was
this
16.
Well, actually, as I'm looking this up right now, as of right now, near the end of November, folks, we've been listened to 300 times.
300 times.
300. So,
Well, we're probably your overlords now by the time we've reached the.
Overlord.
We might be up to like 500.
And you're overlord.
so first off, we do have to thank the two Patreon supporters that we do that we do have as of recording time now, which is Chris and Leo. We love you guys. If we get more Patreon supporters between now and then, that's going to be at patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. Hit us up and help us out if you can and if you love us. But yeah, and we've been listened to 300 times, 307 times.
Okay, here's my stupid Vegas girl tangent. They know it's cold. They're gonna go to the club. You've got these girls walking around in frickin' sequin dresses. And you can tell they're freaking freezing. And this is another thing. If you're gonna wear a hoodie over a shirt and be cold, why are you gonna wear fucking shorts?
For the same reason everybody does. The legs don't get cold, but the upper body does.
The air goes up the shorts.
No, cold travels down, and you lose most of your heat from your chest and your head. So that's the places you need to protect. Your legs don't lose a lot of heat, so they stay warm.
So that's why when guys
The balls
that's
hold
why
so much heat that it's fine.
The twig and berries when it gets cold,
Gotta
they like
protect the torso.
they travel north.
Yeah.
You gotta protect the torso.
Wow. Women don't have that luxury. We can't have inverted labias. That would look weird.
And now I'm really trying to picture it.
And then if you get cold,
It would look like a coffee bean.
You're fucking up coffee for me at this point, because I love coffee.
And then you've got inverted nipples.
I've seen those.
The ones where you gotta.
he has
the
inverted
ones-
nipples specifically, or just
I'm
as a
just
thing.
saying he doesn't. No, it's as in just in general.
Yeah, no, there is a thing called inverted nipples.
Did you not watch the movie Showgirls? The
Why would
worst
I watch-
horror. Because it's
No,
a
no,
horror movie.
I no.
You have to coax them out like a turtle head. It's that they're just chilling.
That was on the can't watch list.
They're
I remember,
they're growers, not showers.
Like every man on the planet. You know, men have
Not
embarrassing...
every man.
Okay, yeah. But then if you don't have an embarrassingly small penis when you're limp, most guys are like that. It's like this little 2-3 inch thing, and then it grows like 5 times the size.
5 times the size of the 2 to 3 inch thing. 15?
10?
Sure, I'll go with that.
15? You're overselling.
Okay,
It's
3 to 4
not a
times.
101 Dalmatian.
You want to oversell and underdeliver, my friend.
3 to no, it's yeah, whatever. 3 to 4 times the size.
Because technically speaking, he wouldn't even be able to get half of that.
Yeah, see, what if he went to the Derek Zoolander school for penises that don't grow that big? So it's like it needs to grow at least 3 times bigger than this.
But you know, the guys that are longer limb,
Yeah.
they don't grow.
They don't
So
grow
that-
very
so
much
that-
longer than it's
yeah,
already
yeah.
chilling.
So that impressive looking 5-inch limb,
It's
it really
You're only
is
getting
just
a 7 out of it.
No, you're only getting like 5.5, 6
5
inch.
5.5.
Yeah, no, it just expands and straightens.
Regular coffee.
Regular coffee, please. Thank you.
You're not even getting a sub out of it. You get
Yeah, no, I mean it's
get
not
half
a
a sub.
growth thing. It's just a standing thing.
yeah.
So yeah, ladies, if he's impressive when he's limp, don't bother. you want the little
You want-
2-3 inch guy
I mean, you get scope the pool. Now you
that's
know.
gonna try to scrape out your ovaries.
And scramble your eggs.
7 to 8 inches, according to him. At this point, I don't.
I
I don't know. He was trying to roll with a 15.
Well, yeah.
The fuck? Because in all honesty, if that was
yeah.
was for real,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here.
It's a big fuck with a
Because
yardstick
my
at that point.
theory is if you can climb it, run. Run for the hills, run across the ocean, run across water like a Jesus lizard.
and you know we're doing this whole
waiter is
thing
trying
in a
not to
restaurant
laugh.
while the waiter's pouring our coffee,
And trying not to laugh.
and then we're talking about giant penis. You have a good one, man. Thank you.
Sounds like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See now that's
You run, unless you feel like being a shish kebab.
or can
Yeah.
you dance like that, dude?
Dude, that's how I dance. No, I can't because of my back.
That's right.
And right when you say that, fucking CC Music Factory comes on screaming, everybody
It is almost on
everybody
beat.
dance now. I know. Now if he pauses, I will die. Well, I mean,
he's on beat.
it kind of makes sense because he's advertising for a foot spa. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
Okay,
and
yeah.
We're being way too much quiet air here.
two squirrel.
And-
The people outside are making a squirrel like to the 15th inch degree.
I missed your dancer person because I'm
You-
getting.
it- by the pole.
Yeah, no,
If
come,
you-
come around. He's taking his time. He's still moving. Do watch your microphone cord, but you know that way you can see the gloriousness that is this.
God.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. If you're gonna record on the strip, you're gonna see some weird stuff. I mean,
Okay, who's not plugged in all the way?
that was probably me. Did we just like totally screw up that whole?
You weren't plugged in.
And then that was a little bit of an embarrassment thing there. If my voice was coming in a little bit quiet there, it was because of the fact that I didn't make sure it was in all the way.
After over-exaggerating
Yeah.
about 15 inches.
It's
He
hard-
didn't even get it
When
in
it's
all the way.
5 times bigger than
But,
it is
yeah,
before,
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to be careful with it.
Yeah.
You-
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
dagger.
Okay, see now.
He
now,
was playing just the tip
Yeah.
with his microphone. Oh
If I
wow,
had
that
this-
sounds bad.
If I had 15 inches, would you play anything other than just the tip?
I wouldn't play with it at all.
You'd see it and run for the hills.
That's right. Like I said, like the Jesus lizards, just like that one meme. Oh hell no! Yeah, no,
It's the
it'd be
first.
gone.
It's the first time
Out
I'd
of
ever
there.
see you like hair
Out.
blowing in your
You
hair.
guys would have to move to
Did
Alaska.
you fart?
You'd have to be on.
Yes, I did.
You fucking ass! Here we go again. And now I'm gonna spray it, and somebody's gonna be like, "What's that glorious smell?" Do you think I do not recognize your damn flavor by now?
So
Dude,
here's the downside of this diet that we have now. Because we have to watch our stuff, and I'm trying to lose weight, blah 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 blah. I do a lot of protein shakes. You know, it's gets me the vitamins without the caloric intake of other food, and
But it's
when-
not just you, it's both of us doing the protein shakes.
Right.
So usually our evenings consist of who can offend each other more.
it's like the fart chorus
We
going on.
play
you
the
know?
fart game all damn night, and it's like who can offend each other more.
Yeah.
And the other night he actually farted in my fan.
Did you do this on purpose?
Yes.
Like to get ricochet action?
Yes.
And
That's good strategy at that point.
I told him I was gonna fart on his pillow and give him pink eye. I was gonna like drop trowel, unfiltered fart on his pillow, and he would get conjunctivitis.
although I still say that you win on the revenge fart.
I still do. Because this is when we were still, well, we weren't, this
It
was
was
like
still
a
honeymoon
little,
phase. We were still
no,
young.
mom had passed away because I was in mom's room. No, yeah, mom had already passed away because we were in the other room. And he was irritating me, and he just kept on talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and my stomach was bothering me. I wasn't having a good day, and a silent but violent one, I let it rip while he wasn't in earshot.
Violent
And he's
is
still
an
talking.
understatement. Violent is an understatement.
He was still talking, and I didn't even warn him. He comes just jabbering away, walking in the room, and I'm like, and all of a sudden I see his face turning. He's all, oh my God, it's in my mouth. Oh, I can taste it.
Although even you can't take the championship for angry farting.
No, yours is not angry farting.
No. Your mom.
Oh yeah, my mom. Although it was not a funny situation because we were in the emergency room.
Even she laughed.
Because she's
Maniacal?
like me. I didn't get this way from nobody.
Yeah,
It's
she is
like,
still her mother's daughter.
You were more
I am my
nurture than
parents.
nature.
I am my parents' child. Because if you met my dad,
You
you'd
inherited
see it.
her ass.
Both of them. My
Big
dad
hurt.
used to fart in the car, roll up the windows, and lock it.
Yeah, no.
And
But this one time,
so we're in the emergency room, and they didn't let us in right away because it was
an emergency.
an emergency. So when they finally let us in, and they had to intubate her for a while because it was almost an hour before they let us in. That's how
Yeah.
we found out it wasn't
Serious.
looking good.
Yeah.
Which kind of pissed me off because if, something had happened, you should have let me in.
Yeah.
So we get in there, the doc, and she finally calms down when I go in there because the entire time that's just how she was. She would never be in a calm, comfortable state unless I was there.
Yeah.
unless I was in her presence. Other than that, she would always be violent,
On edge.
combative,
Yeah.
everything. So we go in there, and she couldn't, because the tube going in and out, her throat was all scratched up, so she wasn't talking. She was kind of whispering. So the attending comes in to check on her and tell us what's going on. As soon as the guy walks out, she swings the blanket off of her, lifts up her leg, and lets one rip.
Like, notice the actions here. Actually lets one rip because she had tried to get the attendant to take the tube out of her throat. And he didn't just yet. Because it was like not approved by the doctor yet. So they couldn't take out the tube. But that made her mad. So she let it rip.
No, but then she had already had it out by the time we went in. Before we went in, that's what she was complaining about. I wanted them to take it out. And then they just took it out. So, the doctor told us, we just took it out. She's probably not going to talk right away because it's, irritated. But the entire time, while we were outside waiting, she was fighting with them to take the damn tube out of her mouth.
Yeah.
So whips the blanket up, lifts up her leg. Now, my mom is only 5 feet tall. Lifts up her little tiny leg and lets one rip. I mean, not even silent, just... And he and I were like... And then it was like she was saving this fart from birth. It was the most rancid fucking thing. I was like, Mom, they're gonna think it was us. Yeah. So now, they always have that
straight acid ass.
That spray, for biological odors or whatever. So I'm looking all over the room for the spray. I get the spray and I spray it.
Well, you sprayed it and then you saw the spray go at the foam and then just die down.
Yeah,
it couldn't even get into the cloud zone.
Exactly. So
it's like Chernobyl.
So at first, she's just kind of like, she smiled. Then the attending comes in again to see on how she's doing.
And you can see his face trying not to react.
Because it was lingering and I'm like pointing at her like.
And your mom had this childlike glee giggle of evilness.
No. That happened after he left again. She lifted up the other side, lifted up the other leg, and let another one rip. But this time she smiled and she's like, she couldn't make noise to laugh, but she was shaking her head and going,
Yes, they deserved it. Yes, they deserved it.
And I was like, oh my God, that one is worse than the first one. I mean, I was spraying, and she was just that look on her face was priceless. Because that was the face she used to make to him, to sucker him to do things all the time. She had her little 5-foot self had him wrapped around her teeny tiny finger.
I gained like 20-30 pounds when she and I first got together because I would order my normal amount of food. I quickly learned that this was a mistake because if I would order my normal amount of food, she would order her normal amount of food, but she never finished her food, and she would look at me and she would
squish up her face and bat her eyes at him and
flutter her eyebrows, remember?
And then he goes, stop fluttering your eyebrows at me like a dumbass. Instead of saying eyelashes, he said eyebrows.
I've never lived that down.
So she would make it worse, so she would start moving her eyebrows and
So I ended up eating my meal and half of her meal too.
And was always
But then her mom and I were evil to Brandy too.
Those two were like partners in crime because that's when my sleep issues were really bad and they had put me on Ambien. So I was like comatose. I could not get up in the mornings. These two ding-dongs would go off on their own.
We were doing the adulting thing, going grocery shopping, stuff like that.
Grocery shopping, go walking in the mall, go out to eat at places and tell me what a great lunch they had. But we brought you McDonald's.
Oh yeah. We'd eat someplace really cool, and then we bring her McDonald's cheeseburgers.
I was like, you little shits. Like, you little shits.
And fun thing for
And
you.
I have a picture that I have to find it. It's on one of the
one with me opening the cabinet over her head.
where they're both standing in the kitchen, and he's opening the cabinet above her head, and she's like pointing for him to get something, but she's
Just go get
literally
it.
just clears under his arm.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a statue somewhere.
No,
It
right
would
there.
be like he would open doors for her, and she'd go just waddling in, like right under his arm, and there they would go. I'm like, don't mind me. I'm just like right over here.
Oh god, yeah. So actually, fun little bit for all our squirrel listeners. Our crazy Floridians this time is brought to you by your very own Bratty Squirrel.
And
She
now
did the
the
research
reason
for
why
this.
we have to change it to Bratty Squirrel is because there is a Marvel character called Squirrel Girl, and we just don't want to have to deal with anybody getting butt hurt.
Disney, if
And-
you'd like to negotiate
and-
terms.
No trademark or copywriting infringement. And Bratty is my regular nickname anyway. So, did you have to put that in there?
Yes, I did.
So, the crazy Floridian I found, it's a pastor who, for his church, I memorize it. He lost his tax exempt status and now he has to pay like up to $4.4 million in taxes because he lost his tax exempt license, because he was hosting, in air quotations, lingerie and pajama sleepovers at his mansion.
Yeah.
Meaning he was having what's that movie? The one with Tom Cruise. He was having like Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
We're having masquerade parties.
Yeah,
basically.
he was having like sex parties at his mansion.
And posting pictures and stuff of it. And see, now the thing is at this point, he had to sell his mansion.
To pay
What denomination
$4.4
is this?
million.
Some form of Christian.
Yeah.
Some form of Christianity.
And I still have the issue of why should a pastor have a mansion to begin with?
That's how God always does. God wants you to have all the pussy, and He wants you to have the mansion, and then that's.
Except that's the exact opposite of everything that the Bible says. But
Well-
anyway, we're gonna keep this non-religious.
Yeah,
folks. I'm
it
gonna
says
pull that out.
pastor, a controversial megachurch pastor known for hosting spring break lingerie and sleepover parties, put his mansion, valued at $4.4 million, up for auction after he lost a legal battle over a tax-exempt status that was revoked after the parties came to light. Last year, Florida pastor Marcus Bishop lost an appeal over the tax-exempt status of his property, which was removed alongside others after it was revealed that Faith Christian Family Church allowed its property to be taken over spring break by a nightclub called Amnesia that hosted foam and, air quotes, anything but clothes parties. The pastor hopes to make at least $2 million from the impending sale.
Well, that almost.
The home. Did you fart again?
Yes, he did.
Fucking
Yes, he did.
shit. Because it's reaching you now,
he's
isn't
reaching
it?
me now. Even though it's a scandal, technically, he really gets off on this. Because he's just selling a mansion. He's not. Nothing's happening to him.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's the problem here with these guys. They're untouchable.
See, and the thing is that makes it worse. And this is his personal home that this mega church pastor was not paying any taxes
So
on
even their-
by virtue of being a pastor.
So even the personal home falls under the tax exempt.
yeah. If you're tax exempt for religious purposes, you're tax exempt on everything. Like you just simply don't pay taxes.
That's why I think Joel Osteen and that Joyce Meyer, I think they're all full of shit. They're all shiesty con people.
100%.
And he has the audacity, Osteen, to say that all that money that he uses for his mansion and personal whatever
Private
comes
jet.
from his book sales.
Yes.
And then you've got that other batshit. Okay, no, I'm going past Floridian, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should.
I went past the Floridian, so I'm gonna stop because I could go on a really.
Let's leave the TV evangelists alone. They're everybody knows that they're kind of.
No,
sneaky
not
under-
everybody, because there are people.
Because they're still making money.
To buy their books.
You know, it's just like cults. How are people that, you know, they're strong-minded. You can't even say that the person is weak-minded because there are strong people who still get sucked into these things.
Anything that pretends to be an explanation for something that can't be explained right now, people will want to buy in.
Yeah.
And then recently, Kanye thinks he's like the fucking
Oh yeah, he thinks he's
Messiah number 2
Yeah,
next to the orange dusted dick bag.
Yeah.
And he went to the mega church for Oz scene, and you know, people were like talking while he was talking. He goes, I am whatever that he basically told the entire arena to shut up.
Yeah. And it's weird.
Okay, that was our Floridian. Did you find a funky Floridian?
No, he did not. However, I'm still waiting to see if you can find an only in Las Vegas picture for us this time around. You got to be searching for that.
Why I got to? Mine's the
not
one
you.
with the
You got
jacked
the
up
Floridian.
battery.
You.
Oh, with a jacked up battery.
I got it. Where is?
What are you looking for?
I was trying to find that one that I sent you. Wait, not you. We go back and forth on, and it's bad because we live in the same house. The Bratty Squirrel and I, we live in the same house, and yet we will still send each other messages on Facebook and stuff like that while we're just a couple rooms away.
How sedentary do you think this eventually goes?
Well, sometimes it's because like I said, I kind of like overextended my back, and it's still bothering me. But that goes along with the what is that? Oh God, that goes along with the fibromyalgia. You take longer to heal.
Yeah.
Any type of pain, it just takes longer.
Pretty much. And
so,
we
yeah.
find all kinds of things though that we send back and forth to each other, and that's why like I'm sitting there going through this.
And then I have a friend. I still have one really good friend in Missouri, and he was a friend of the psychotic ex. And we send each other the most, I swear we purposely look for the most shocking, most shock value, most sexually disgusting, perverse things to send to each other just to see who can outdo. So a lot of the ones that I send you directly are some of the things that he sent me.
For the record, now that I have you guys here, Cat and Lady, explain. What is happening here? Did this actually come from somewhere, or is this just a meme that exists for meme's sake? Like, purely from born and bred?
Well, the cat's name is Smudge, and he has a regular, he was with his humans. They have their own Instagram account, and somebody saw his picture, because like how if you go to search somebody on Instagram, they'll have that one page that has all the different pictures and whatnot. And I guess somebody, they'll feature somebody, picture, random pictures from public stuff, public profiles. So I guess they had posted his. Somebody thought it was funny, and then I guess somebody who saw that one screenshot from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and put the two pictures together.
So that's Real Housewives.
Yeah, that's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
That I did not know.
So,
That's something I'm just learning right now too.
There we go.
They made one meme and it blew up from there. And the picture of the cat, the parent, his humans said, they named him Smudge because when they first got him, he had like this gray like smudge mark on his head, but as he grew older, he just turned all white. The discoloration went away. So now you've got this all-white cat named Smudge.
By the way, can you imagine if they name humans like white people name their animals?
Well, I don't like animals that have human names.
Yeah, I don't either, but it's just
it kind of bothers me.
He's lucky, so we named him Lucky. It's like, okay. So what would happen for you?
Mr. Lee is not a non-human name.
But Mista is not smelt. It's not smelt. It's not a fish. It's not spelt M-R period or M-I-S-T-E-R. It's M-I-S-T-A-H.
Right, but that's still a slang version of Mr.
And the only reason why we were naming him just Mr. Lee to begin with was because when he picked me, his eyes was squinty the entire time, and he looked like a little Chinese man.
And then all three of us had the middle name Lee, and
then Cher, who I'm gonna say her name, I gotta give her credit for that. When I said we were gonna name him Mr. Lee, she said up in his lychee tree. And in Hawaii, there's a song by that pokes fun at all the different ethnicities.
Yeah.
And there's one verse that they talk about an old Chinese man named Mr. Sancho Lee, who has a lychee tree, and
by the way, folks, it is lychee, not lychee. All these people on TV that say lychee.
It's not lychee, it's lychee. Lychee. Lychee.
And pineapple belongs on a pizza.
And so, anyways, she said in his lychee tree. So that song, that verse is about, and it's a joke that back home they call them pakes. It's a joke that Chinese people are very tight with their wallet. So
yeah.
The joke was that Mr. Sancho Lee had plenty lychee, but he doesn't share it. So when she said in his lychee tree, I said, oh my God, that is going to be his whole legal name, Mr. Sancho Lee. And so on his registered papers, that is his full name, Mr. Sancho.
Do they actually have like middle name parts, or does it?
You can put a very long registered name for your animal.
Oh yeah.
His whole name on his registration paper is Mr. Sancho Lee Cibrazos Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have Ma Petite Fleur Cibrazos Garrett.
Yep. That's better than, oh God, what was that?
That commercial?
No, the one that won Best in Show, like the year we moved here, that the Chinese dog that.
Oh, Majestic as fuck Chuck? No, but that wasn't his name. They called him Chuck, but I don't know what his. You know, we were watching because on Thanksgiving, that's like what we do. We run home because
watch the puppy bowl.
Watch the not the puppy bowl.
Or
it's the
the dog
like
show.
one of the biggest dog shows of the year.
Show, yeah.
So we go home and watch that. And so it was a Pekingese. And you know how they get when they brush them off, they're these little things and just this giant. I don't know if you know what a tribble is from Star Trek.
I do know what those are.
Okay, it looks literally looks like a super big tribble on the ground.
So, congratulations, we genetically engineered you not to survive. Like just to put it in, we're gonna fluff you up.
So he had.
Yeah.
That's Majestic as fuck, Chuck.
But his.
I actually agree.
And his registered name is like super long. And usually I don't like him. I was like, look at this ugly ass dog. And then they said his whole name, and then they said, but at home, he's lovingly called Chuck. And I'm like, Majestic as fuck, Chuck. And the whole rest of the whole show, I was like cheering for Majestic as fuck Chuck, and he won that year.
Yeah.
He won overall. I was like so happy, and that was like gonna be his last show. He was retiring. He was retiring after that show. I was like, Majestic as fuck Chuck.
Yep. And Chuck
he was
apparently
cracky.
is a winner.
He has
a history of winners because his dad won as well.
What do they actually judge the dogs on? Is this all just for feats? Is this for a look? Is this for?
Okay, so on the dog shows they have
and it also depends on the judge.
Right.
Sometimes judges have their favorite. Sometimes judges have it in their head how the dog. There's a certain standard. But some of them might like them to be a little bit more muscular.
There's the AKC Book of Breeds or whatever, the American Kennel something or other. And that gives a description of what the perfect example of this particular breed would be. And so the judges go up and base their opinion of that.
The perfect example
of their dog. Compared to what that book says it should be, like a German Shepherd, their back end is supposed to kind of slope down, and they're looking for that slope. If the dog's back is too straight and the hind legs are the same length as the front legs, then
that's why you always see them like spreading off their legs.
I'm now thinking about this from the dog's perspective and the existential crisis.
Oh yeah, dude, it's completely. They're completely
I'm ready to make my cartoon movie.
But sometimes the dogs know when they're at the show, and they'll turn it on.
Oh yeah.
They'll turn it on, like they know where they're at, and they know they have to perform, and they'll turn it on. Because an old roommate of my mom and I, she had a min pin. She had a miniature pinscher, and on a regular basis, his name was Speedy, but he had this super duper la-di-da long ass Majestic something of the other long. I mean, his name was longer than his body.
Yeah.
But you know, on a regular basis, he would just like zoom around the house. But we saw pictures and video of him at a competition. It's like you flick the switch, like he would just dogs, like somebody shrunk.
That's the thing with dogs.
You know that real Majestic stance from the regular sized Dobermans, just shrink it, and he would go right into that pose, and it's like, look at this.
Dogs really are the fashion models of animals. They want.
Well, and it's not just that. Dogs love to please.
Yeah.
Dogs their like ultimate goal in life is to please the people around them. And that's why it makes me really sad when you get dogs that are put down because they bite somebody or something like that. Because the only reason that they ever bite somebody is because they were raised wrong, and what made that owner happy was when that dog was angry. And that's the only reason why.
A guard dog for
because dogs want
yard.
to love, and they want to be loved. And they want attention.
Yeah.
And so like when you get pit bulls and when you get Dobermans and when you get, name a big vicious breed.
And people always get scared, but statistically, that too.
Same thing.
Statistically speaking, the dog the breed that causes the most attacks and bites to people is fucking Chihuahuas.
I think I need a bigger box.
And they just don't have enough.
No, just people never take them seriously
nobody cares.
Yeah,
They don't have enough impact for it to matter.
Think about they're like fucking ankle biters. But you let that little sucker loose on you, he'll do damage from the knee down.
Right, and the point is though is that those dogs they're not taken seriously, but they are doing the exact same thing.
And pit bulls are on the bottom of the list.
Yeah, like statistically speaking, amongst dogs, pit bulls have some of the least.
They actually do more audio damage with their dollars and their fucking reggaeton and counting in Spanish. But
you know what the noisiest dog?
He just freaking turned it into pit bull and reggaeton.
I work with what you give me. I work with what you give me. Continue.
Yeah, I went.
No, I was actually happy with it going over your head. I like to no-sell them sometimes.
But forget what I was saying.
Loudest.
Huskies.
Oh yeah.
Huskies are awesome.
Huskies and Malamutes.
But you cannot. You either have to get them a friend. You have to have them in pairs. You have to get them a friend. They despise being alone, and they will let it.
Separation anxiety.
They will let it be known. They howl very, very loud.
Yeah.
And grumble.
I had a friend that had a husky, and every time we'd leave the house for hours on end, she would just cry. Like our neighbors would complain.
They do not like to be alone. They think they're lap dogs.
And with as much fur as they have, they're not. But
and just and my sister, the other dog that are crybabies and don't like to be alone, Frenchies, French bulldogs. They don't like to be alone, and they don't bark. They bitch. They grumble.
Yeah.
And I guess it actually makes sense because if you think about them,
funny as hell.
If you think about them in relation to wolves, there were you would get.
But the other thing about French bulldogs is because any kind of dog like pugs, Boston Terriers, bulldogs, any one of them that has that smashed in type of muzzle, they have respiratory problems.
Yeah.
Because you can't play with them too hard or else they'll pass out and die because they're not getting enough oxygen. You can't. They always need to be cool. They can't be overheated or because they can't get enough air. So for French bulldogs, not only do they snore like a human, it comes out both ways. They're snoring and farting all the time.
And when they run, it gets excited. It's even more hilarious.
Because all you hear is.
Speaking of snorting,
his abs are fabulous. All 12 of them. He doesn't have what is that? His dong?
I'm guessing this was Halloween on Fremont.
But was that his for real dong?
No. It was in a costume. It looks like he had it dressed up as a weasel.
I'm disturbed. I'm highly disturbed.
And I'm trying to figure out what
He looks like
Elements of
Alice
Rocky
Cooper
Horror.
had an illegitimate child or something.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, and then next to him is probably the most blasé witch costume. But what's back here?
Somebody's like, what the fuck?
Right. And these pictures on Fremont, it's almost as funny just to look at the people around them as it is to look at the people themselves.
With the facial expressions.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe you've done this, Josh. How many people have you managed to photobomb at work?
I need to do some of it.
I've done it a few times.
I'm not as obnoxious with that.
But it's so much fun.
But it'd be fun though.
And
I used to do it anytime we were in Waikiki. I would do it all the time.
Fremont Day.
We should.
Let's do a Fremont Day.
We should totally do a Fremont Day
Take advantage of that.
and do our best to photobomb somebody. Because that's something I mean, think about this. Since you work in Vegas, in a casino, in a visible capacity.
Remember? No, he's like the lurker.
But he may lurk from a distance, but he's still visible. How many pictures have you been in?
It had to have been on. Had to have been on, just inadvertently.
Right. I mean, and I'm thinking about that because I drive the bus, and I can't tell you how many times a day I see somebody that's posing at the edge of the street that's taking a picture of the building across the street from them, but I'm passing by in the bus.
I'll be like,
I've done that. I do that. I throw shock or make some stupid face behind them, hoping that they're going to look at their pictures
and
later.
Maybe we can
be
become memes. That would really
right,
be.
I would.
No, remember what we did at
that restaurant for what was that?
It was
your
for
birthday?
my stepsister's birthday.
Oh yeah.
And my stepbrother goes, there was this bunch of girls that were in front of the restaurant we were just at, and we were standing in front of the other restaurant. I mean, and this was like the whole family. It was us, my two stepsisters, my stepbrother, my brother, his family. So my stepbrother goes over there and goes, oh, you guys want me to take pictures of you guys all together? And we're behind them, all of us, we're behind them. And he knew what we were gonna do, but we didn't.
So he totally set it up so that
we
they would
were
have
like,
their back to us.
Yeah.
They had their back to us, and we're all in the back like this, just all doing stupid shit.
And, yeah.
But we didn't run away fast enough because all of a sudden we hear the girls cracking up. They're like, oh my God, look at them behind us.
So yeah, that has to be a goal though. Get caught in somebody's picture and become a meme.
I mean, even my dad was in on it.
You think about it, you live, you retire, you die. Nobody really, other than that, nobody cares about that except for you and your immediate circle. But
Right.
if you become a meme,
You become a smudge or a grumpy cat.
Yeah,
or,
you live on. Grumpy cat lives on forever.
Or what was
But
that?
you don't want to be like the ugly meme like that.
No. Well, I mean, ultimately.
You know, you don't want to be the ugly meme like that one black girl making the confused face.
Or what about the funky looking old white dude dancing with his knees practically up to his head and
or like the baby ones, the little girl making like the who farted
See,
face.
I feel like they're probably happy with that exposure.
But you
The
know
baby
what
one-
though?
Yeah.
This past Halloween, that the mother of that little girl went as her little girl as for Halloween.
Yeah.
Making the face. We're like, wow, we know where
It's like
she
a
got
one-hit
it.
wonder. Like you can either lean into it or you can run
Right.
away from it. And I'd be taking full advantage.
Own it.
I'll always own it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, own it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are we on time?
Oh, we're actually doing great on time. We're sitting at 50 minutes now. And now we got a song going in the background and Brandy's
And now
like,
we
not
have children
singing.
running around circles around me.
Well,
Yeah. Hey, and we knew this would happen.
can you play the disclaimer for her?
Thank you. We knew this would happen. You know, but
It's not that I
recording the world.
dislike children.
No, it is
But-
that I dislike children.
No, I mean, it's not that I
No, I
dislike
agree.
children. It's just that I wouldn't call it a PTSD trigger. It's kind of like it's a combination with that and my anxiety. Anything that I find noisy or
in your face.
just I don't know if it's irritating, but because when I was brought up, we weren't allowed to fucking run around like that.
Yeah, no.
Or misbehave or
Yeah.
stand on chairs and so when I see people allow their children to act that way,
that rude way.
Some of them just become like if you have 3 kids under 3, what the hell are you supposed to do at a certain point?
Control them.
even at 3, I never.
If I behaved like that in public, I was taken out and like.
I guarantee
No, it
you-
wasn't taken out. It was we're going to the bathroom.
Well, no, my parents would take me out to the parking lot. Like we'd sit in the car. Like I would just lose the opportunity to be in public and do things.
Did you see the thing earlier where it's like, if you want to punish kids, give them old man haircuts? That was actually pretty funny. You should go on the page.
Like I was in Walmart one time. I don't know if he was with me. The time the kids was, I'll say it, the Micronesian kid threw the fucking Nerf football right in my face.
No, I didn't see that one.
I came around the corner, the fucking thing nailed me right in the face. And I saw them running around like fucking not paying, the parents just completely not paying attention to their kids. And I had mentioned it from another section because they were doing something stupid. I said, hey, try to pay attention to your kids. And they just gave me this look. Like me don't understand English. And so then I'm in another section, and for some reason the toilet paper was right next to the fucking toy section. Go figure. So I turn the corner and this fucking Nerf football nails me like literally right in the middle of my damn face. I picked up that ball and at that point with, that triggered the PTSD because I'm being attacked. I was gonna go after this kid. And I grabbed the ball. I said, where's your parents? They looked at me and went, what? I said, take me to your parents right now. So I said, can you please watch your fucking kids? Because I don't think I deserved, I said, I don't appreciate a fucking Nerf ball being thrown at full speed at my face. You want me to throw this fucking thing full speed at your face? I will.
Yeah.
I said, you need to keep your fucking eye on your kids, or don't have them, or leave them at home. And they just looked at me. Oh, so sorry, sorry. I'm sorry, so sorry. I said, all the sorries in the world is not gonna be fun when this hurts later on.
Yeah.
I said I should punch you in the fucking face.
So folks, please keep an eye on your kids in public. And for those that don't keep an eye on their kids in public, and you're one of our listeners that isn't the parent of one of those kids,
Please spay and neuter your animals.
Nerf a ball to the face for the kids. Spay and neuter your animals. And thank you for listening to the very first episode of 2020.
See, this is why everybody. Don't tell me back in the day when this was the sort of shit that you guys were letting get on mass consumption by human beings.
People got down to that song.
I know, that's the problem.
Okay.
So don't lecture me, anybody who is getting down to that song. I'm not listening to any lectures from if you got down to that song, if you watched The Love Boat. I don't want to hear any lectures from you.
The Love
I don't
Boat.
want to hear any lectures from any of you.
Soon we'll be making another one. A love boat. Now you're gonna make me sing like a lounge lizard. I secretly love to sing like a
want to be
lounge
the lounge
lizard.
lizard instead of the...
Oh, speaking of
No.
lounge lizard,
Are we going to a lounge?
musical artist recommendation: Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese.
And listen to Down with the Sickness by Richard Cheese.
Yes.
The Sickness by Richard Cheese.
Yes. When I hit the stop button on this record, which is going to be momentarily, we're going to make sure that Dark Squirrel listens to Down with the Sickness by Richard Cheese.
Or Baby Got Back.
Or Baby Got Back. That's just as good. That's just as good.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, folks, thank you again for listening to our first episode of 2020. Mahalo and aloha. Hey, thanks for listening to the Squirrel Tangent. This is Greg, your Squirrel Wrangler. If you enjoyed what you heard, please tell a friend and help spread the joy. Your friends can find us pretty much any place you want to listen to podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/thesquirreltangent. And if you really like what you heard, please become a supporter on our Patreon page. That's located at www.patreon.com/thesquirreltangent, where our top tier supporters get access to bonus stuff, and all our supporters get a shout out in an episode. The episode you just heard is produced by Brandy, Josh, and yours truly, Greg, edited by Greg, and posted for your enjoyment. Aloha.